Iconz, street money. Y'all ready? Come on.
Hi, welcome to AudioVision Studios.
This episode of RealBoy Radio was brought to you by AudioVision Studio in Miami, Florida. Yo, 305, you better check in, man. 13385 West Dixie Highway, Miami. Man, you better check in. These boys have been super nice having us here, allowing us to come and set up shop and do our podcast there, man. We appreciate it over here at RealBoy Radio. Now let's get back to the Mcklezie interview. Let's go ahead and drop that shit again, man.
If you smoke weed now, in this bitch and you all wanna climb, got a drink that you can't put down, wanna fight when the shit go down. Get fucked up, 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 get fucked up.
Nigga who? Look at all the shit we do. Committee blessed nigga with tracks. I'm finessing the raps. You got 100,000 better. Best invest in chaps. Some labels spend a fucking meal. CD still on the rack. I got a click the nigga strap ready for war. We prefer the ball to get ball.
RealBoy Radio, we out here, baby. We not in Fort Myers, 305, Miami. We out here, and I'm with a fucking Florida legend. Not only a Miami legend, but a Florida legend, man. My dog, Mcklezie. What's going on, bro?
What it do, man? Vibes, you know, just vibing.
Yo, I'm hyped you're here. I'm hyped we're here, man.
Nah, listen, I appreciate this probably more than y'all do, man. I just like to be seen.
I feel you, man. I feel you, bro. So I was thinking, like, you know, we were bumping Crunked Up on the way here, and I know you started making music at like a young age, but what was it like having the biggest song in the country at such a young age? Like, what was it like basically going from being just a local guy to now being known all over the country? What was that like?
Talk about a big shock. Like, you know, it just almost like it happened overnight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You went from, I'm going to try to do this, I want to be this, I want to be this, I want to be this, till next thing you know, you getting flown out to like cities and you got to perform and there's people reciting your words and you got a connection with them and you looking at them in the face and you're like, man, it's a dream that comes true and it ruins you for the rest of your life. It ruins you because you always, I kind of like put it towards somebody who got like a fix that, you know, like they do coke or heroin or something like that.
Right.
You got the highest high that you could reach in what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
For the rest of your life, you're chasing that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not even more for the fame or anything like that, just that drug of performing and watching people just say your words word for word and the control you got and the ability to make somebody cry or scream. I mean, it's amazing. It's definitely it's the biggest drug I've ever been on. So.
Oh, I bet. Now, how old were you when that song became that big? Were you like a teenager?
I was a teen.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
So you probably couldn't even buy alcohol yet, and you have the biggest song in the country.
Oh, I don't want to say I can't buy alcohol.
Well, you know what I'm saying. Legally.
But it was, yeah. And I was the baby of the group, too.
That's
so,
crazy.
like, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah.
So how did that song come about? Like, how did like, give me the story about how that came to be.
Listen, first and foremost, big shout out to worldwide producer Gorilla Tech, man. Like,
Shout out Gorilla Tech, man. He'll get the horns for that.
Gorilla Tech has basically changed the sound of Florida, Miami himself. Like, I mean, and he won't get his flowers. A lot of people, but I mean, making up north rappers speed up. They cadence and speed up their flows. He's responsible. He's one of the people responsible outside of Luke, you know. But he's one of those people responsible for that.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, committee. You met Fence a little bit earlier ago.
Mm-hmm.
They had this vision when we was in junior high school to create a label, and they was fed up with how everybody else was dealing in music or whatever like that. So we linked up and. It was the committee, and then the committee formed Iconz, and, you know, like, I was just sworn in because, you know, we all went to school together.
Right.
And just when we did that, we did the music or whatever, it was just, like, amazing. Like, you know, Tech did the beat, and we was coming from Kapalua.
Okay.
And, they was like, yeah, we like, you know, we had every song for the album done except the single. We didn't have the single.
Mm-hmm.
And, DJ Griot was like, I need something up tempo. and we coming from Kapalua,
Mm-hmm.
and they played the track for me like as soon as I walked in, and it's like, they had we know where we want to go with it, and I'm like, so now, if bitch you want with a clown, have a drink that you can't put down, want to fight when the shit go down. And then track 5-3 put that flange behind it to make it sound eerie, and then with the help of the adding that get fucked up, and having the female just spit on it, Chap spit on it.
She slid on that, yo.
Tony Mancino, which I say to this day, Tony Mancino was the first artist I've ever seen wear a Haitian flag on music video.
Shout out Tony Mancino.
Yeah.
She gets the horn.
And I mean, like all the ingredients hit at the same time, and that gumbo tasted good, and we threw it out there, and it just like took off like fire.
That's amazing. So it's like usually like with a hit song, it's like right time, right place. There's a lot of factors that kind of like come into making a hit song. You know what I mean?
Definitely. I mean, all of that. It was the right time. It was taking the record out of the studio because nobody wanted to let nobody hear it yet, and going to the radio, to the club, which is Chris Styles at the time, and getting it played and watching the response of the crowd the first time they heard it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that energy just like, I mean,
there's nothing
Miami.
like it.
Yeah. We in South Florida, so like everybody was getting high, popping.
It's a party town, man. Yeah, that makes sense.
So the music just hit right. Yeah.
How hard was it keeping that song a secret when you first made it? Were you just like, yo, this song is so fucking hot? Like,
listen, when it was done, done to the point where I can take it home and leave, because back then it was like burning CDs. You knew what you was doing. So I burnt the CD, and like I snuck it out the studio. I met up with Griot and God rest the dead, Griot and Big Will. And the hottest club in was Chris Styles at the time, and he heard the record. Like, there was no emailing it to us. Like, he heard the record in the club listening. He said, "Yeah, this is it.
This is the one."
And he started like bringing it in little by little. And I mean, the way he killed it. Big Will's a real big dude.
Mm-hmm.
He jumps on the stage, takes his shirt off. Like they set the record. It was the right DJs breaking the record at the right club, the right time, all of that. You know what I'm saying? But it just had to be snatched out the studio to get it played, dude.
Damn, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the most, like, we were talking about it earlier before we started recording, but like you said that like marketing is like really one of the most important components to like pushing a hit song. I heard a quote. It was like, hit songs aren't made, they're marketed correctly. How important is marketing when it comes to making
marketing
songs?
Is like the number one thing right now with this music game. Before, like, you drop a record, and if it was hot, you know what I'm saying, they would gravitate towards the crowd or whatever like that. But right now, it's like you can force the crowd to like the record. If I tell you it's hot, you know, it's about who's the better salesman, me selling you that it's hot or you selling me that it's not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So dealing with the new age, everything, marketing is the key, because you could have, like I was telling him, you could have the hottest record in the world, and you think it's the hottest record in the world, but if nobody knows about it, it's just the hottest record in the world to you.
Right.
That's it.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
There's a lot of artists that I follow too, like they'll have a song and like the song is actually like 2 years old. They had to market and push that shit for like 2 years before it finally caught momentum and actually got on like the billboards and like big top stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But back in the day, this is like way before social media got really popping. How did you market your songs back then when you didn't have so many availabilities like you do now?
I mean, it was all about just being hot, and you know what I'm saying, we had a buzz, you know what I'm saying, because Tech was doing tracks for everybody. Everybody knew we were coming. You know, we knew we were making music, and we just had a whole bunch of dope MCs on the label.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just like, to this day, I don't think, I mean, in my opinion, people didn't think we were from Miami when we first came.
Really?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, because we just came out from nowhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, had the record, dropped it, next thing you know, everybody's screaming, get fucked up.
Right.
So to us, they were like, well, there was no story, we don't see them, so they must be from out the way. And then once they found out, wait a minute, these boys from Miami, now we really showing the love. Now we really going in. Now we taking this record up the road, and the marketing gimmick we was from Miami. Everybody came down here with the Memorial weekends and all the conferences, and it's just the place to be. The marketing was being in Miami, and y'all get to see how ass shake to this record. Y'all get to see how people go crazy to this record. Now you taking it back to your crib. That's how we got Lil Kim on the record.
No shit.
Lil Kim came to the club, heard the record, and was like, "Who the fuck is this? And how can I get on the remix?"
Damn.
So, I mean, it's amazing. Like,
Speaking of remixes, somebody just remixed "Crunked Up."
Yeah.
It was a Lotto and I can't pronounce the other.
Lakia.
Lakia.
I think I pronounced it.
Let's
right.
hope we did, man. Shout out to both of them.
She's gorgeous, by the way.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous.
What do you think about that? Do you fuck with the remix?
I've actually reposted it on my page because I'm like, I wanted to take off. And they did it. They did it justice. You know what I'm saying? They spit on it. They slid on it. They made it their own. And all it's going to do is bring. As soon as you hear it, you're going to be like, what happened to them boys? And you're going to listen to my record anyway. So, I mean, I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. I hope it goes quadruple, whatever it's got to go.
Now, how does that process work? It's like if an artist wants to remix a hot song, do they have to check in with you first and kind of get like you to sign off on it,
not me personally? They did check with their publishing company, check with the label.
Okay,
they checked with Fence. You know what I'm saying? So they were aware of the process before it actually was released or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? I knew about it because I started getting like the text messages.
Right,
Yeah. Nah, I know what's going on. It's good.
That's got to be a good feeling to see some new age artists remix your song. That's tough.
It's great, and it's not. They've remixed a couple of my records. Like somebody did the "I'm So High." The new Kodak record. Even though he sampled the sample we sampled, but everybody when they hear it, they still right now when they play the Kodak record, they mix the grind mode ecstasy floating in.
Okay.
So it's Kodak. So I'm enjoying it.
I fuck with Yak, man. He hasn't dropped a bad song in a long time, man. I've been fucking with Yak. But I heard that you guys know who Snow is? Snow Informer. Remember that song, Informer? They remixed that song like a year ago. I forgot the name of the artist, but that shit slid. And I was like, yo, that's tight as fuck. And then it just made me want to go listen to Snow more.
I thought it was him though. I thought he was on the remix.
Oh, for real?
On the new version.
I don't
know.
I don't think he is. I don't think he's like really made music or been on that in a long time. But I just remember hearing that song back in like the early '90s, and I'm like, yo, this is fire. I've never heard a white boy speak patois that well and rap it that fast. It was just an amazing thing. And then they remixed and did like a modern version of it, and I'm like, yo, this is fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So growing up in Miami, like who were your bigger influences? Like who were the kind of guys that you listened to that made you go, yo, I want to make music?
It was a merge of everything. Like as far as hip hop went, I was heavy into the hip hop scene. So like anything from Native Tongue, Tribe Called Quest, Q-Tip, Busta Rhymes, anything from the Native Tongue genre, I was all over. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z as well, but I guess that was later on. But as far as like writing, Trick,
Shout Trick,
JT Money.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was just a big whatever was popping in Miami. I was a big fan of it because I was like, wow, if they could do it, then I know
and we could do it too.
I could do it. So it was a lot of artists that Half Pint and Disco Rick and a lot of Miami artists, and I didn't really rap like that. But I just respected the fact that what they was doing from the crib or whatever like that. I was like, yo, like maybe if I could take some of that and mix it with what I'm doing, whatever like that, mixed with the Little Island, because I was always vibing with that with Beanie and Buju and Bounty, like based on them dudes. So like to take all of that and merge it together and come up with my own little sound, and then like a little bit of R&B twist and everything like that. Like that's what encouraged me to. Now, as far as spitting and being a dope MC, Big Daddy Kane. Big Daddy Kane. My uncles used to listen to him, and he got me on that. And LL Cool J.
Oh, fucking shout out LL Cool J, dude. He's a fucking goat. He's dropped, 20 plus albums?
Man,
he's got so many albums, bro. I got to respect that man. He's been putting in work for a long time. I've been listening to him since I was a kid.
He is, by definition, the creator of GOAT.
Real shit.
That was his album. That's where it came from. So, yeah.
That's what's up, man. Okay, so what out of all the songs that you made, like what's been like the most favorite project that you made so far? Like what's like your maybe your top 3 songs you made, like, yo, these are my favorite ones?
I think it would be probably the ones that are most endeared to me. I've never released, like, because it's just so much feeling. Like I wrote a song where, you know, before all of this took off, I wrote a song where my daughter was just born, and I'm like, I'm broker than a, you know, bitch.
Oh, wow.
I'm not hustling or whatever like that. And I wrote a song about me having me killed so that she can get the
insurance money,
and that was how I saw her getting rich. And I mean, I was in details with the record, whatever like that. How I hired, you know what I'm saying? So you think somebody's hiring a hitman, and you find out like
you hired him.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting.
So I never released that one. I released one that, you know, was a letter to my mom. You know what I'm saying, on how I felt at the time, you know, when I growing up or whatever like that, that I never released. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, she did hear the record, and we had a fall out since then. But I mean, we in a good place now. But, you know, it was just like, it really hurt her.
There's probably a lot of emotion behind it, you know.
It was, and you could hear it in the record. So
interesting.
But as far as my new music, like, I got a record called Angel Wings and a Pretty Girl. I'm sorry, there's a record called Pretty Girl that I wrote for my daughter. Okay. And it's perfect for this time, because like all these girls are so consumed in what they think beauty is, that they mutilating their bodies to try to fit this thing. And I was, you know, I saw this coming years ago, and I wrote a song to my daughter, like, that I wanted her, something that I knew she would listen to and understand, like beauty is just skin deep, right? And don't let them define what beauty is to you. You know what I'm saying? And from that, I'm waiting for. I actually wrote that, and you can hear the emotion in that. But that's gonna be dropping on my new project.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! That's awesome.
It's called Pretty Girls.
I like that, man. I did a little research on you. I didn't know that you wanted to be at one point you wanted to be a lawyer, right?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Remy, what made you want to go into law, man?
I mean, money.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. Yeah. Money's always good with being a lawyer.
Listen, you know, it wasn't no telling nobody you wanted to be a rapper when I was growing up. You know what I'm saying? That was you know, inconceivable. Like, it didn't make no sense. But, you know, I was good with numbers. I wanted to be rich. And, you know, growing up watching the Cosby Show and watching Rashad, I can't really think of Felicia Rashad, the lawyer. I just, you know, I wanted to do that. I actually took it. I was in law clubs, doing competition, mock trials, you know, doing research and I was doing all of that.
That's amazing, dude.
Yeah, but what happened was, you know, that love for music was serious. Like I told you about that addiction. It's like, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but yeah, and me wanting to do music, I woke up wanting to do music, went to sleep wanting to do music. That was it. So that's what I was gonna do.
Yeah, I feel like when you go to sleep and you wake up thinking about that thing all the time, that's what you're meant to do.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I
feel you know when you love somebody.
That's a fact. Yeah, definitely. Shout out to that. Shout out to love, man. So the group Iconz, how many members were in Iconz at the height of it?
So at the height of it, Iconz was actually the name of the label.
Oh, the label. That's what I meant. Yeah, I'm sorry.
But I mean, we were lumped together as a group once Get Fucked Up took off. But I mean, I'd say at the height of it, I think it was like 15 artists.
Oh, wow.
You know, it was 15 artists. There was the 4 that was actually on the record, which is me, Chapter, Luke Duke, and Tony Mancino. But we had other artists, Screwface, Bulldog, PM. Ball Greasy was actually on Iconz at one point in time. Toro. I mean, like, there was several artists on Iconz. It runs deep, but you know, the forefathers, the Mount Rushmores of Iconz.
Yeah.
Me, Chapter, Luke Duke, Tony Mancino, and Superstar. There you go.
Hell yeah. Now Grind Mode, that's the label now, right? Correct? Or is that the group now? So
Grind Mode is when I left Iconz, you know, I wanted to do my own thing. So I you know, Iconz kind of drifted towards into the music. They made the music radio. So they not radio. God damn.
It's all good.
They made the record drifted more into movie. I'm sorry, I'm high.
You good?
Yeah. So they drifted more into movies, and so they made the movie Bloodline. So I was like, yo, I'm not an actor right now. So I retired. As a matter of fact, I had a health scare. I thought, I had obsessed, so they thought I had cancer. So,
oh shit.
Yeah, I was just like, I had to refocus my life or whatever.
Wow.
So,
how old were you when you found out that you potentially could have cancer?
I would say that was probably like 20 something.
Holy shit! So you were young, dude.
Yeah,
God damn.
Big fear.
Damn. How did you handle that mentally? Like, were you able to like?
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, I cried. Like,
I
when
bet.
I'm sitting with the doctor, and he's like, "Yo, we don't know if it's benign. We're gonna do some." I'm like,
you kind of get a look at like your mortality a little bit. It humbles the shit out of you.
You definitely check it out. So, I had retired from music. I was in the game hustling. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was, for anybody who knew what I was doing, I had ran escort services or whatever.
Okay.
So I was just getting money. I was retired, but that addiction, when you go to sleep and you wake up and that's all you think about. So I was like, I'm gonna do my own thing. I'm gonna find some artists. I want to create a big Wu-Tang.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? So, going through the open mics, Hunger I already knew from we grew up together or whatever like that.
Okay.
I met Chaos at the open mics, and then, gradually we just formed, this super group called Grind Mode.
That's fucking tight.
And it slowly but surely windowed down to the three of us, which is Hunger, Chaos, and me.
And Hunger and Chaos still make music currently to this day?
Oh, they
oh,
do.
bet.
They
all
do.
right.
They do, yeah. We all still make music.
That's lit.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they doing their thing, much love to them brothers. They was my second tier, my second life, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying, getting back into the music and for us to create this sound that like changed Florida, like, you know what I'm saying, like that up tempo, that feel good vibe, and it was just, you know what I'm saying, we were the forefronters that were, us, Mcklezie, Under Surveillance, Piccolo for sure, like that whole vibe movement just changed Florida.
Dude, Miami artists do have a very more up tempo flow to their music. You can definitely tell.
It's all the coke.
Yeah, that's it.
It's all the coke.
It's all the
Everything's
coke.
moving fast.
This whole town is built off bricks, man.
Yeah.
So the escort service, how the hell did you get into that business, man? Without you don't have to go super into detail, but just that's interesting.
Yeah, I got into it because I was just famous from the Iconz situation.
Okay.
And girls would gravitate towards me, and like some girls was like, yo, let's do this thing and see, and so I put some money behind it. I had the girls, and at the time they weren't really promoting black girls like that. It was all about the white girls, Brazilians, whatever. And I was like, yo, well, if we're gonna do this, I want my beautiful black queens to be seen too. So like I started doing that and took off.
Oh, shit.
So then like all the money I used, I just reinvested in Grind Mode, the music group.
That's interesting. So you kind of did a detour from music, kind of went into the streets a little bit, and then came back into the music. That's interesting.
Exactly.
That's fucking interesting, dude. Really fucking interesting. So did you guys, when you, at the height of Iconz, did you guys tour all over the country? Like
everywhere.
Where was some of the best places you performed, some of the best venues? Like
best ones that I remember, it'd be some weird stuff like Indianapolis.
It's the weirdest, most random places that be the most turned.
Yeah, I remember because we was the Get Fucked Up Boys. Nobody could remember we was Iconz, so they always used to call us the Get Fucked Up Boys. And they would make us prove it. Like, you got to live up to the name, man. It's like on the road, it's like maybe 4 or 5 of us on the road, and you do your what's your rider, like. So normally like 4 or 5 people with a bottle, 2 bottles. They would give us a bottle per person.
Oh shit! Okay,
per person. So if it's 5 or 6 of us, there's six bottles. And I remember before we performed, I dead a bottle, done dead.
Really?
Dead the bottle, right?
Damn.
And we performing. I came out, with the same energy I always came out with, and they had a scaffold next to the stage, and my dumb ass climbed that scaffold. And the audience, you could just imagine the audience looking up at me, and they see me climbing.
They're like, this man's too drunk to be climbing all that shit.
I'm 20 to 30 feet off the air. I'm
shit.
standing on the scaffold, and that doom, doom, doom hit, doom, doom, doom hit, and I jumped down.
Oh shit.
jump down back on the stage. And so, you know, when it goes, I'm like, hit the ground. The crowd's looking at me like, yo, what the fuck?
Yo.
If he smoke weed now, the whole crowd erupted.
Oh, did you land on your feet?
I landed on my feet.
Oh, that's
landed on
fire.
the feet with the assistance of my ass. Because I hit the ground and hit the ass and then jumped up. And if you smoke weed now, the whole crowd went crazy.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
No injuries though, hopefully, right?
No.
Oh, look at that. You probably didn't feel it because you were so faded off the bottle, anyways,
Yeah,
right?
it was just dumbness, dumbness, and you know. But that was probably the most memorable. And then it was a time where Beanie Man saved us because we were bombing in Jamaica.
No. Tell me the story about that.
We were bombing in Jamaica, so like, you know, we sitting up there and we trying everything. Star was like, don't worry, don't.
Oh,
it
no.
was like no response.
The crowd just wasn't feeling you
They
guys?
was just like, they were looking. We had the biggest record, but they was like, they just had this the fish blink-eyed look. So he was like, damn. So he's like, all right, well, we got to hit him with our record real quick. And then they started cheering.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, okay, they ready for our record. Come to find out, Beanie Man had just walked on the stage.
Oh, no.
He walked into the front, he takes the mic, and he starts doing his shit. And they go
shit.
crazy, and then we do our record, and then we cleared it. But it's like,
Were they just not used to that sound that you guys were pushing?
No, they knew the record.
Oh, okay.
They knew the record. They
Yeah,
got hyped with the record. It's just, you know, I think it was a situation where we came to see Beanie Man. Y'all here, that's cool.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Do
yeah.
your record. Do the record we know you for, and get the fuck
We
off
want
the
to see
stage.
Beanie Man. Yeah, okay.
Get the fuck off the stage. We ain't came here to see y'all.
Now, did you guys tour in any other like Caribbean areas besides Jamaica? Like, where else did you guys like perform?
Bahamas, Jamaica, Europe, England. London.
Oh wow, you guys world toured.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
What was that like, man? And you're young as hell too, and you're going through visiting all these countries. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it was like I said, that addiction. It was.
Yeah. Which one was your favorite country that you visited?
England.
Yeah. What was it about England that made it? You know.
The dude Tim Westwood was cool.
Yo,
as
shout
hell.
out Tim Westwood, bro. He's a fucking legend, bro. Did you ever? You met him, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking awesome,
Yeah,
bro.
met him several times. You know, even when he came into Miami, he called us. I was like, "Where y'all boys at?"
Oh, that's tight.
Yeah, so
That's what's up, man.
mm-hmm.
Good shit, dude. Well, you got a new song coming out right now, or as is out right now, Spaghetti, right?
That spaghetti. Yeah.
Spaghetti, which is fire. We were bumping that the whole way here. Tell me a little bit about that record. How did that formulate? Run me through the whole thing.
All right. Well, I mean, most people know already, but I was locked up. So, you know, while I was sitting down, I didn't really fuck with music like that.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I had this wake up. That's all you think about. So I had this rhyme that I started. I started it in the county, and it was just like I would add to it. It was just to keep me sane. You know what I'm saying? Because I really wasn't doing music. So it was like, you know, hating that's petty is petty. And like, so it would start off with one line, and gradually, by the time my sentence was over, I had already, like, you know, I had like this long ass verse. I had to shorten it down for the actual radio, but I had this long ass verse. It was like my go-to verse. While, you know, they was like, yo 305, let them hear that rhyme you got, man. So, and then he'd get on that. And I do the bunch of the, you know,
yeah.
I just spit that whole verse. And
So you wrote that verse, but you didn't have a beat to it yet, right?
Didn't have a beat to it. I mean, and I wasn't even writing. It was just like, you know, I come up with a line. The next time I try to remember the line because I was testing my mental, testing, you know, my memory, my skills or whatever like that.
Yeah.
So I write this. I'd be like, this is the line. Then the next line come in, you know, and gradually, just by the time I was done, I had this whole verse,
Right.
whatever. But there was no beat. I mean, it was just basically.
Oh, just making your own bass line and then freestyling over it, basically.
Exactly.
Oh, wow. And then you've eventually found a producer, they match the beat to the lyrics, and then you have it. That's fucking interesting.
Shout out to Gold Rush.
Shout out to Gold Rush, man. So what is your creative process? Because I know for artists, everybody's different. Like, how do you, like, when does inspiration hit for you? Is it sporadic? Can you wake up and just sit down and discipline yourself and write a song? Like, what's your creative process?
I can sit down and write I don't want to make it sound like
Not physically writing, but I know what you mean. Yeah.
But I don't do it because it's a vibe for me.
Right.
So, when you hear something, it's usually I just heard the beat and I went in and recorded, or freestyled it. You know what I'm saying? That's whatever you hear. That's what usually happens. But there are some times where I'm sitting. Maybe I'm sitting in traffic and I try to sit with the music off, nothing playing, and that's when it hits me the most.
Really?
And I'll have an idea pop in my head, and then I'll be like, and basically while I'm driving, I'm recording myself saying the verse, whatever like that. Get if I don't have a beat to it, I construct. I go in and start constructing something. But if I do have a beat to it, I call a producer. I'm like, yo, I'm about to record this. You just send me a track or whatever like that, and let's knock it out.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying? But, it's different forms. The studio is, it hits everywhere. That 3 o'clock wake up in the middle of the night.
It's so random. It's so random. It's like before I go to bed or if I'm doing long car rides is usually when I get like lyrical inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Because you're focused on the road. Your brain is kind of focused on one thing, and then the creative juices just start flowing.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
When you're not thinking about creating a hit, that's when the hit will come.
Right. Like sometimes when I'm running on the treadmill too, like when my body's preoccupied, then my brain just goes crazy because now it's like, you know what I mean? I don't know. That's interesting. So being in the music industry for as long as you have, what's like one of the most important principles or something that you've learned being in the industry that you now apply to your everyday life? That's a very complicated and layered question, you know?
I would say you don't hold anybody to the standards that you hold yourself to.
Man, preach to that, dude. Jesus.
Right. Because you'll go crazy saying like, damn, I would never do that to somebody. How could they do that to me? But because you're putting your checks and balances on them, and you expect them to live to how your degrees are, and it don't work like that.
Right.
So you got to take everybody for who they are, see what it is. You either fuck with it, or you don't fuck with it, and you move on. But you keep your sanity, because if you go in there thinking, all right, they're gonna do me like this because that's how I would do it. Nah, buddy. You'll be disappointed every time. Every time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you don't gotta impress everybody.
Right.
I think this industry is so confused with who they think they have to impress and why they think they have to impress these people. You know what I'm saying? I heard some dude 2 days ago went to his house. He beefing with some people, and he told them, some rapper, I can't remember the name, but he beefing with them. So he goes on live to say, y'all niggas talking shit. Y'all know where I live. I'll be home in 5 minutes.
Oh, you're talking about dude from Tampa?
I don't know.
He was I know what you're talking about. He was a Tampa artist. He was talking. He posted something. He's like, "Yo, if you guys got beef with me, you got problems with me, I'm here. This is my address." And they pulled up and they fucking shot him to death like 10 minutes later. Yeah. I think that's what you're talking about. Yeah, I saw that on Instagram.
I don't know who he was, but the point is this: people are so caught up in trying to impress. Before it was feeding the girl. Boy, I do my dude dirty, boy. Look at you wearing because I'm trying to impress this girl.
Right, yeah.
Now with the social media, I'm trying to impress everybody, and people are losing who they are. You know what I'm saying? And doing dumb shit.
It's that clout. They're just chasing that fucking clout, that viral moment. You know what I mean? Because nowadays with like social media, and I feel like I see this with a lot of like new age rappers. Like it's really not the music that they're focused on. It's kind of like their image and then like their wild antics and shit.
Right.
Which a lot of the times gets these rappers, RICO charges, getting shot up and killed. Like it's crazy.
Exactly. And here's the problem: we got everybody co-signing this shit. And I don't want to sound like that old dude, but you got everybody co-signing this bullshit, which is killing our kids, killing our people, whatever like that.
Over nothing.
Nothing, because at the end of the day, it's like, what the fuck?
What are we even beefing about?
Yeah.
You don't like me and I don't like you? Oh, my God. Get over it, bro.
Yeah, let's sit down. Why you don't like me? Okay, well, let's work that. That ain't even true about me. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like, we losing, and the worst case scenario is like, with me in general, like when I make music, I put a checks and balance on myself. Like I've written some music where I'll be like very descriptive about what I'm doing. Like I pulled up and blah blah blah. And I check myself. I'm like, do I really want anybody to hear this record?
Yeah.
I mean, like, first of all, it ain't my brand anymore. But second of all, like, how does that benefit anybody? My fans? How I'm gonna keep fans if they keep killing themselves?
Right. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I would rather my fans fuck and make more fans for the dance. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, like, my whole mindset is like, when I do some music, I was like, I want you to hear this song, and 20 years from now, remember what you were doing when you heard that song. And if I could do that, I made a great record.
Facts.
That soundtrack to your life. You know what I'm saying? That's why 20, 30 years you hear Get Fucked Up and it still reacts the same way. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, I get people that come to me all the time, man, boy, that I'm So High, boy, I met my wife to that song.
Oh, that's tight.
You know, I've had like, you
Yeah,
man, you don't understand, but I didn't know how to talk to my girl, and I played that. I took her out on my first date. I didn't know what to say, so we sitting in the car. It was awkward silence, and I turned on the radio, and that song comes on. We start kissing, and from that point on,
that's crazy.
And I'm like, wow.
You you have no idea like how your music is affecting like other people's lives. That's it. That's amazing.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, I mean, and it's beneficial. It heals me, and it's like, yo, that's what I make it for. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you know, if something else comes off of it, then God bless. But this is what I make it for. I love that.
Definitely. Now, would you consider music like kind of like a therapeutic thing for you?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like if it's my vibe, it's my addiction. It's what I have to do to stay sane.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause, you know, like when I can't sit there and be creative and sit there and just like, you know, I'm probably the shyest artist that you know because like when the cameras come on, you know, I know I'm an artist, so I got to talk or whatever like that.
You know what you're doing,
yeah. But outside in personal, I don't talk. I'm the dude that walks into the club and you know, I'll be sitting there in the cut. And it takes my entourage or people around me to be like, yo, let the motherfuckers know you in here.
Yeah.
Mcklezie in the building, blah, blah, blah. But
You don't like being the center of attention, huh?
No, not really.
That's
really.
it. Yeah. So
really.
How did you like deal with that being so famous at the time? Like that was
because it was who I was. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know when I go out to perform and I go out to get on the mic or whatever, that's my job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not who creates me. The music is what creates me, but me being out and performing is part of the release to help people enjoy what I'm creating.
Right.
So I took that up as a part. But, you know, like, you know, gradually then it became like I don't want to say character because it makes it sound phony, but it became like, all right, you know, they wrote a script and I'm playing Batman. They wrote a script and this is who I'm playing. I'm playing Mcklezie, or I'm playing Stage, or I'm playing, and Stage is a wild boy. When he get on that stage and he jumps, he crowd surfs and he takes off his shirt and that dude, you know, now personally am I like that? No. I like the vibe. I don't even like to go to the club, real talk.
Yeah,
like
I feel
go
you.
to the movies, like, you know, I chill with my people and that's it. But Stage, you give him the mic and you tell him it's time to take off. He's gone.
Yeah, you're a performer. You know what I mean? You should. I'm the same way with podcasting. Like when the podcast is on, I'm fucking Superman. But then when the cameras go off, I'm fucking Clark Kent. I'm just chilling. I got the glasses on. I'm very low key. I'm the same fucking way. You know what I'm saying? I feel you on that. That's interesting. I don't take you for a shy guy at all, bro. You hide it really well.
Listen, I'm always consciously, manually overriding. So like sometimes I walk into a scene, a place, and I'm like, okay, I got to turn up.
Right.
I'm conscious of it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm conscious of it. You know, if I don't have my people around, like, dude, they calling you, let's go. If I don't have that around, I'll sit down and just.
Oh wow.
So I consciously catch myself like turn up or say something, or, you know, and then it snowballs, and then before you know it, I'm the life of the party.
Yeah,
that's who I'm here. Who you came to see, and then as soon as the lights are off, all right, I'm gone.
That's interesting. I'm the same way with RealBoy Radio, bro. When the lights are on, I'm Real Boy, but when it comes off, I'm just Sean, and I'm just chilling in the cut, and I'm like super cool with not being the center of attention. I hate being the center of attention, which is ironic that I'm the host of this show. It's very ironic. That's hilarious, man. So, like, what are your, like, I guess, I don't know, maybe like long-term goals with music? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what would be like an end game goal for you? Like, what's the final hoorah for Mcklezie?
Final hoorah.
If there is one. I mean, it's shit. You can make music forever, I guess, if you wanted to.
I would like to make it as long as it's good. Like, I don't want to start making music and people are like, or when I start feeling like, oh,
right.
I mean, that's one of the things that keeps me going. It's like, I'll make something and I'm like, yeah, y'all still like this? Like, oh, boy, y'all have done yourself. When I get that, I'm like, all right, I can still go. But if I make something, they be like, nah, it's time to give it up, man.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
no problem. No problem. Who do I manage? Who? It's time to manage somebody. And I did that I stopped music to manage artists.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And while I was managing, I was doing music, but I give it to them like, yo, this is whatever. But this, like you said, this is my therapy. So when I get into the studio and I'll track a record, and I'll track the record like I'm gonna give this to somebody else. And as I'm listening to it, you know, Tech will be like, nah, man, drop that yourself. You know what I'm saying? Or Fence will be like, man, put that out. You know what I'm saying? So I still got people that's like, yo, you can do it.
Is Tech kind of like your confidant, somebody that you would like run music by to get like a really good opinion on it, or like, you know, like
yeah. I mean, there's a couple of people that definitely like I always send them music when I do something new. Tech has been that for the last, I'd say, 10 years now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Fence on occasion, Hunger on occasion. My girl always like I'll let you know, but she likes everything I do, so that's why I always gotta go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Tech would definitely be the biggest person where I'm like, yo, I need you to listen to me, and you know, I listen to him, but if I'm already set on how I know it's going to be, I don't care what he says. Anyway.
Right, yeah.
Like,
sometimes you just know shit's hot, and you don't really need any other opinions.
And when he be like, well, and Shotgun, I always send music to.
Okay. Who's Shot? How do you know him?
Shotgun road manager. He's the road manager of Flowrider.
Oh shit!
And he's always believed in me since before Iconz. I've known him for years. He
okay.
You know, grew up under Big Will and Doc Fresh or whatever in the promotion game. So
kind of one of your OGs.
Yeah.
We all need one of those. I feel like, you know, to keep us away from making stupid decisions, keep us on the right track for sure.
Yeah. So he always be like, boy, you make some good music, man. If you Flowrider got to hear some of this music, you know. So that's how I wound up working in the studio with Flowrider and writing some stuff for his artists. And
oh really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, shit. How did you meet Flowrider? Like, did you?
I mean, Flow's from the crib, so we bumped into each other on
right. I feel like Miami is probably.
But I mean, since he's been who he is, like up there, like you know, I mean, just always going to the studio and you know. And sitting in the studio with him or whatever like that, you know, he's a real cool, humble individual, man.
Yeah.
Like I have nothing bad ever to say about Flo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's a cool ass.
He's got one of the greatest club anthems of all time, Boots with the Fur. That song was crazy.
Yeah.
I heard that song on the radio for years. Shout out to Flowrider, man. He gets the horns. Who out of the newer generation of artists that are coming out here, who's like your favorite one that you listen to right now currently the most?
You know what's funny? And my girl's gonna laugh about this. Like I wasn't really a big Lil Baby fan. You know what I'm saying? And then I got super, super, super high one day, and I was riding, and they played this song, and I'm like, yo, why nobody told me Lil Baby's hot like this?
Yeah.
I was like, yo, I can understand everything he's saying. This nigga's spazzing right now. And she's like, what are you talking about? Like, yo, Lil Baby. Are you hearing this dude?
Yeah.
Lil Baby's that dude.
Yeah.
Roddy Rich, I fuck with.
I like Roddy Rich too, yeah.
And I'm trying to say their names right. Costa Contra or Contra Costa?
I don't know.
Oh, man.
Where's he from?
They're four dudes. You probably seen like the viral videos of them freestyling at a podcast or whatever like that.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, but they are bringing hip hop lyrical back. They are killing it right now.
Oh, word.
Yeah, they dope. Other than that, I like Lakaya. I like you.
Shout out Lakaya, man. Shout out Lakaya. That's what's up.
But yeah, I mean, pretty much I listen to a lot of other music though. You know what I'm saying?
Like other genres?
Yeah, I listen to everybody, but like I'm more into Afrobeat, more into reggae, more into pop, rock. Yeah. I mean, I listen to hip hop though.
I think having a good range of music, it just helps with making music.
It broadens
process.
who I am. You
I
know
agree.
What I'm saying? You know.
So many flavors out there. It's like, how can you just limit to one? You know, the same way. I'm starting to kind of branch out and listen to different genres and stuff, and just kind of like explore different creative lanes, because there's so much great music out there. It's like sometimes I fall into like a pocket of just listening to rap, and it's like I gotta expand and listen to like jazz or listen to some, you know, or like, you know, or dance. He's been putting me on a lot of dance hall music ever since we've been kicking it. Yeah, I'm listening to like a lot of vibes, a lot of fucking, you know, Uncle Luke, all those. It's dope. You know what I mean? That's what's up, man. Fuck yeah, dude. So your hat. Is that your clothing line?
This is my clothing line.
When did you get into making clothing? Like, run me through that.
It's part of it. Like, I got tired of making somebody else pop and hot because I'm like, damn, I'm wearing your shit and everywhere. And
that's exactly what you said. He's like, we got to start wearing our own shit and stop putting these other brands on.
I mean,
okay,
it's branding, like, you know what I'm saying. So this is a part of. If you like the music, you might like my line, you might like my vibe or whatever like that. So this is the Mcklezie brand, and this particular hat is called the I Am series.
Fuck with it.
You know what I'm saying? And is this message to it? So like when you see it in the mirror, like it's a personal message to you. So like, as you're looking at it, it says MAI. Right. But if you were looking in the mirror, it says, I am.
What? That's
so
hard, yo.
It's like a message to you, like, I am king, I am blessed, I am grateful, I am glorious, I am, like, whatever you need for you to win that day, as soon as you see yourself in a reflection, you're programmed.
Do you do a lot of, like, words of affirmation and manifestations in your daily life? Like, telling yourself, like, I am this, I am going to achieve something? I
believe you speak it into existence. Like, that's why these dudes, when they start speaking about killing and murder, they speak it into existence.
That's very true. They all have the same song, Armed and Dangerous, too, which is very ironic and weird, isn't it?
That's why I speak on sex.
I gotta manifest as much booty as we can.
Yeah, I'm getting up there. I gotta speak on it every day.
We're coming up on an hour, dude. Is there anything you want to plug or promote or anything that you want to talk about that we haven't covered yet?
Yeah, we gotta talk about the real single right quick.
Let's talk about it, man.
Feel good music, that Miami vibe, that stick, that jig, that yeah. I got this new record called It's Okay, We Shonin, and it's about, you know, doing what you're doing when you do it, when you're doing what you're doing. You dig what I'm saying? So like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, it's the new OPP. You know what I'm saying?
You're down with the OPP, you know me.
Exactly.
Of course. Yeah.
So I encourage, if you're gonna do what you do it right, you know what I'm saying? Respect your household, but you know, don't be all up in your face with somebody else, you know what I'm saying? And it's okay, we Shonin. Yeah.
That's lit. I fuck with that, man. And everything's on all digital platforms,
It's on
right?
all digital platform. We're shooting a video soon. We actually are doing an open verse challenge. So this is
Talk about that real fast.
The open verse challenge. You find it on. You're gonna find it on my page, MCKLEZIE. That's my IG.
Yep.
Or TikTok or whatever. I'm all over the place. Or it's already it's streaming as well on all platforms. So you go for It's Okay. We Shonin an open verse challenge, and you lay your hottest verse, and what we're doing is we're giving away cash prize. We're giving away a beat from Gorilla Tech, and if you know Gorilla Tech, Real Nigga Boogie, Get Fucked Up, I'll Be Your Player, Pull Over That Ass Too Fat, I'm So High.
Damn, that's crazy.
Gorilla Tech is a world award-winning producer.
Oh, wow.
You get a track from him, you get a feature from me, and you get a video shot by Gold Label Films.
Dude, that's a fucking phenomenal package deal right there.
We're running this until September.
I was just about to ask, what's the deadline? So September?
We're running to September. All you gotta do is tag me, tag Gold Label Films with a Z, or tag Gorilla Tech, spelled exactly how it is. Tag all of us. Let us see the video, whatever like that. Right now, the entries, we got about 7 to 8 entries or whatever like that. I'm just behind and posting them. Just officially started it this week. So, I mean, jump in.
Oh, we will. We got everybody in here raps, so
there we go.
We're going to hop on that for sure, man.
I don't care if you do reggae, hip-hop, Afrobeat, singing. I don't care. What it just make it sound hot, and we drop it.
Got to sound fire. That's the most important thing. As long as it sounds fire. You heard it, man. You know, open verse challenge. Get on that shit. It's September. That's the deadline, you know? Well, dude, it's been a fucking pleasure and an honor to talk to you, man. Like, I really appreciate you pulling up, dude. Like, this is a great conversation. We're hyped as fuck to be here. This is just an amazing experience, man. I just really appreciate it. Thank you, man. It's RealBoy Radio, 305 Miami. Mcklezie, legendary Florida artist, legendary Miami artist. Appreciate my crew, Elijah, Gaycart, RealBoy. We out here, man.
Yeah.